collectible spot, we are having a look at the Disney Infinity Edition 3.0 Marvel's Black Suit Spider-Man. I don't have to tell you how excited I was to finally see Spider-Man in his black costume as a singular release. Perhaps maybe not this costume, but I think this Spider-Man in this mold perhaps was released in one of the larger deluxe packs, kind of in the same vein as Boba Fett. May or may not be right by that, but I was very excited, though, to see Black Costume Spider-Man released on his own in Edition 3.0. It's recommended for ages 6 and up. The back of the package features a very brief read-up, web-slinging, wall-climbing, Spidey power. It is not compatible, sadly, with Edition 1.0. However, unlike some of the other 3.0 editions, it is at least still compatible with 2.0 editions. You can play it on 2.0 and 3.0 Toy Box, Marvel's Spider-Man playset, and Marvel's Battlegrounds playset. Down below, you can also collect some of the other figures from the Disney Infinity. I would say, like, my interest in amiibos has teetered off a little bit. Like, I don't find I'm collecting as many of those. But I find my interest has still stayed relatively consistent with Infinity. I just really like the look of them, even though I'm not technically using them in the sets. I'm not playing them in the games. I like the look of the figures. Speaking of Infinity, you can go to www.disney.com/infinity. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, however, we're going to get a better look at the Black Suit Spider-Man. Here's more heading away, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. To come included with Spider-Man, of course, Disney Infinity figures, you get yourself a little card featuring the same artwork that was on the front package, with the blister holding Spider-Man in place. Black Suit Spider-Man, on the flip end of it, a picture image of what the actual Infinity figure will look like, complete with a code. Use this web code to unlock your free digital character. Visit disney.com/infinity. That's for you, from me. Enjoy. You also got yourself your warning and caution booklets telling you what not to do, what to do it with it. Don't give it to your dog. Don't throw it at the neighbor's kids. So on and so forth. Put that to the side. We don't need that. Okay, so let's have a look at the Black Costume Spider-Man. One of my all-time favorite costumes for the web slinger. Of course, I still love the classic costume with the large eyes, but still, soft spot will always go to the Black Costume Spider-Man. Stand-wise, he seems to be standing over some sort of rubble. It actually even looks like hardened, cooled-off lava. He is also perched over, so makes me also think it could be the top of a building, where he's leaning down over the top of the building. His hand is attached to the front, and he's got his legs poised, perhaps to be leaping off at any given point. As for the paint on the figure, there's really not much. Some would say that's not quite black. I would tend to agree with it. It's probably more of a very, very dark gray. Borderline black, but not quite a stark black. He has the white squares on his hands, and he has the white spider symbol on the front, and of course wraps around also to the back. A slight departure also, the outline of Spider-Man's eyes are black, as opposed to it just being all white. Most black costume Spider-Mans, I tend to think more just has a white eye. This one has a white eye with the black outline around it. Slightly different, but still stays true to the way Spider-Man looked in the costume. If you flip the figure upside down, you've got Disney Infinity underneath, Model 2.0, which also kind of makes you think, too, that it was a reused, possibly a reused mold, as it is 2.0 underneath. I do really like the design of this Infinity. I was going to say amiibo. I do really like the look of him. He's small by a comparison in sizes. Let's have a look at some of the other figures that we've had a look at recently. There is, for example, the 3.0 Black Panther. As you can see, one thing I really like about the Infinity figures is that they are very different from one another in just posing. It's not like they consistently reuse poses, same sort of bodies, and they just kind of tweak it to the character. They are very different from one another. Black Panther a little bit bigger than Spider-Man. As another size comparison, here's another one that we recently had a look at, is Vision. Again, slightly bigger than Spider-Man. And I suppose the one comparison you probably are looking forward to seeing, and it's so heavy, this one right here is Venom. Very big difference between Spider-Man and Venom. Making use of presumably the same symbiote costume. Much, much bigger in scale comparisons. This is still one of my favorite Infinities. So glad I picked up Venom. But you can see how he very drastically dwarfs the web slinger here. He also seems to have a little bit more purple on his arms and overall torso, although his arms and legs do seem a little bit lighter in contrast, but he seems a little more purple in color than Spider-Man, who seems more the neutral gray / black. As for Venom, you could probably still find him. Like older Infinity figures, you tend to do well at video game stores. As for Spider-Man, he is currently available. I picked this guy up, I think, at Walmart, but I'm sure you could probably find him anywhere else as well. Really happy that I can add Spider-Man here in his black costume to my very growing army of Infinity figures. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look at the Disney Infinity. This was 3.0, even though technically the display stand says, or the underside says 2.0. But we're looking at the 3.0 release of Spider-Man in his black costume. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.